When you really want to let that person go but can't. When it comes to letting go of someone who's been a thorn in your side, it can be really tough. It feels like you're giving up on both of you, and there's always this nagging sense in the back of your mind that maybe you should have tried harder. But what do you do when the situation is just too tough? The first step is to try and understand why you're resisting letting go. There could be a range of reasons, from fear of abandonment to feeling like you don't deserve to be let go. Once you've identified the reason for your reluctance, it's time to start thinking about how you can overcome it. One way is to start by acknowledging that letting go is something that needs to be done. It's not always easy, but it's important to remember that the person you're trying to let go of is already moving on. They may not know how or want to handle the situation, but they're doing their best. Another thing you can do is take some time for yourself. This doesn't mean isolating yourself from the person you're trying to let go of, but it does mean giving yourself some space and time to process what's happening. In time, this will help you make more informed decisions about what course of action to take. Ultimately, it takes two people to break up, and letting go isn't always easy. But if you can manage it in a healthy way and give yourself enough time, eventually they'll move on and you can finally start fresh. If you're still struggling to let go, consider reaching out to a therapist or counselor who can help you work through your feelings. What it means to let go of someone. When you really want to let that person go but can't, it may feel like a difficult task. However, if you are willing to take some time and effort, it is possible to let go of the person in your life without any pain or resentment. Here are 5 tips that can help you achieve this goal. 1. Recognize that you are experiencing rejection. The first step is to recognize that you are experiencing rejection, even if you don't verbalize it. This means that you need to be honest with yourself and accept that this person is not right for you. It may be tempting to try and hold on to the hope that things will change, but this is futile. If you want the person out of your life, then let them go. 2. Set clear boundaries. Once you have recognized that the person is not right for you, it is important to set clear boundaries. This means defining what type of relationship you are comfortable having with them and establishing rules about how they should behave towards you. It is also important to communicate these boundaries clearly and honestly. If the person does not comply with your wishes, then they are not welcome in your life. Remember, it's never easy to end a relationship, but it's worth it to find peace and happiness in the future. 3. Give yourself time. It can be difficult to let go of someone, but it is important to remember that you are not obliged to do so right away. Allow yourself time to heal and to move on. If you feel like you are struggling too much to let go, then it may be best to take some time for yourself and focus on your own happiness. 4. Seek professional assistance. If you find that you are struggling to let go of the person in your life, it may be helpful to seek professional assistance. A therapist or counselor can help you work through your feelings and develop a plan for moving forward. They will also be able to provide support and guidance throughout the process. 5. Reach out to friends and family. If you find it difficult to let go of the person in your life, it is important to reach out to friends and family for support. They may be able to offer their advice on how to move forward. In times like these, it can be helpful to have people who care about you around. Why is letting go so hard? It can be hard to let go of someone we care for, especially if we're not sure if they'll be okay without us. But in the end, it's often the best thing for both parties. Here are 5 reasons why letting go can be so hard. 1. We may not believe that the person is capable of thriving without us. 2. We may fear that they won't find a replacement as good as us and will be upset or lonely. 3. We may feel like we're betraying or hurting them by saying goodbye. 4. We may worry that they'll change their mind about us once we're gone and never come back. 5. We may be afraid of what might happen if we don't let go, like they might hurt themselves or others around them. Signs you haven't moved on. There are certain signs that you haven't moved on from the person. You may find yourself constantly thinking about them or obsessing over what could have been. If you're feeling this way, it's time to face the facts and admit that you're still attached to this person. Here are 5 signs you haven't moved on. 1. You keep returning to their photos or memories. 2. You find yourself dreaming about them or replaying old conversations in your head. 3. You find yourself talking about them more than anyone else in your life. 4. You find yourself resenting other people for getting along better with this person than you have. 5. You feel like a complete outsider when it comes to friendship circles because of how much this person means to you. If you're struggling to move on from this person, it's important to find someone who can support you. There are many resources available online or in your local community that can help you heal and rebuild your life. Learn to let go and move on. When you really want to let that person go but can't, here are some tips to help you move on. Take some time for yourself. This may mean taking a walk, reading a book, or spending time with friends. Remove any distractions from your environment. This means removing all items that remind you of the person and clearing your schedule for the day. Express yourself freely and honestly. Tell the person how you feel about them and why you want to end the relationship. Allow them the opportunity to respond. If they don't respond, move on. Focus on what is best for you and your future. Don't let this person's actions or words affect your self-esteem or confidence. Remember that you are not responsible for the other person's feelings. This is their problem, not yours. Don't dwell. It's okay to feel sad or hurt for a short period of time, but don't let these feelings consume you. Get some counseling or therapy if you need help moving on. Avoid bringing up the person or their behavior in future conversations or relationships. This will only cause pain for both of you. Above all, remember that you are not alone in this process. There are many people who have gone through a similar experience and can offer advice and support. How to truly let go of someone you love. When you really want to let that person go but can't, here are a few tips to help you through this tough process. 1. Talk to someone you trust about what you're feeling. Talking to someone who will listen without judging can really help take the pressure off and make the process less daunting. 2. Set some clear boundaries with that person. Tell them exactly why you no longer want to be in a relationship with them and what kind of behavior is unacceptable. This will help them understand where you're coming from and make it easier for them to respect your wishes. 3. Take some time for yourself. Letting go of someone can be emotionally draining, and sometimes it's helpful to take some time for yourself to heal. Make sure to schedule in enough time for yourself so that you don't feel overwhelmed or like you're neglecting your own needs. 4. Remember that you're not alone. Everyone goes through tough times when it comes to relationships, and there are likely people out there who can offer some sage advice. Reach out to them if you need help getting through this process. God will help you. When you really want to let that person go but can't, God will help. He can give you the strength to end the relationship. He can also help you learn from the experience and make better decisions in the future. Remember that God is always with you and will help you through anything. Take heart and know that you are not alone. Talk to a counselor. If you need help dealing with your relationship issues, consider talking to a counselor. Counseling can provide you with the support and guidance you need to address these challenges head-on. Counselors can also provide you with strategies for managing your emotions and improving your relationship. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you. He will help you through this process and will comfort you during this time. Pray for guidance and strength as you navigate this difficult process.